to another episode of Nothing to See Here, when noticing things is still officially a hate crime. And I'm probably already on another watch list, just for pointing that out. Here's a fun one today. Britain has imported over 1 million Indian migrants in 24 months. And now the government is shocked to discover that this might be causing social tensions. Who'd have thought it? So let's run through the numbers. Or should I say uncomfortable numbers. 1 million plus migrants from India arriving in Britain since 2021. 493,000 came in just the last 2 years, which is more than the entire population of Liverpool. And now the government is scratching its proverbial head. Of course, it is a hollow head, wondering why this might be a problem. Because apparently importing an extra Liverpool overnight is just business as usual. Nothing to see here. What's next? Another 1 million next year? Why not just rename the UK New Delhi-on-Thames and be done with it? Because we were assured that immigration was going to make Britain stronger. We were told diversity is our strength. Now let's just check in on how that's going, shall we? Record crime. Check. Schools overwhelmed. Double check. The NHS collapsing. And check. Housing crisis. You betcha. Check. Entire communities losing their very identity. Of course. Ah yes. The enrichment is truly breathtaking. If by enrichment you mean knife crime and culturally sensitive policing. Now you might assume that a functioning country would look at all of this and think, maybe, just maybe, we should put the brakes on this a little bit. But no, that would require a little bit of sense. Because instead of protecting its own citizens, the UK government has been too busy rolling out inclusivity training for police officers. Imagine being a British taxpayer, such as myself, struggling to pay your bills and to keep your little British head above water. And the government's prioritise is decolonising the curriculum in Key Stage 2. Now here's a question no one's allowed to ask. Who is this actually benefiting? Because when we find the benefactors, or the beneficiaries rather, that's when you can unpick the logic and the motive behind it. It's not benefiting working class Brits who are being priced out of their own towns. It's not benefiting British children who now attend schools where English is the second language. And it's definitely not benefiting the health service, which is already on its own life support. So who is it benefiting? Oh, that's right. Big business. Cheap labour and the politicians importing their future voters. Because that's what this is. It's a numbers game. No one voted for this. No one ever would. No manifesto ever said, we will flood the country with so many people that entire cities become unrecognizable in a matter of months. And yet here we are. Because this isn't about fixing Britain, it's about replacing Britain. Now let's play a quick thought experiment, shall we? Imagine if 1 million British people moved to India in 2 years. Hey, let's be generous. Let's say 5. What do you think would happen? A. India would be welcoming them with open arms. B. India would call it a national emergency and shut the borders immediately. We all know the answer. Because in every non-Western country, national identity is sort of still a thing. But when the same thing happens in Britain, we're just supposed to shut up and accept it. Because saying, hey, maybe we don't need another million people in a country already struggling to function? Well, that now is, of course, hate speech. Thank you, Mr. Starmer. So let me ask you this. How much more of this can Britain take before it is no longer Britain? Before Britain becomes a historical concept? And at what point does social cohesion, they keep banging on about, just completely collapse? Because at this rate, what even is Britain anymore? If you're concerned about where this is heading, let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, smash the like button like it's a climate activist glued to the M25. Because apparently, noticing things is now a crime. Cheers!